Happy Thursday and welcome to On the Move with Nan and Cam. We are joined today by Tara and she lives in Walton Park because as you can see, we are all gearing up for the CarMax Tacky Light Run. Woo! And we're very excited. So the CarMax Tacky Light Run is this Saturday and we can't believe that it's already here. I mean, I feel like November, everybody says it every year. They're like, what happened to November? What happened to October? But yeah, literally it went away.
Yeah, so quick. We were just carving. I just had that pumpkin on my head like 2 days ago.
Yeah,
so.
That's good. And Tara, thank you so much for joining us. Tell us a little bit about yourself. You're joining us from school, which we love.
I'm sorry I don't have a more festive background for you. Welcome to Camp Krohn. This is third grade at Elementary, and I've been here for 25 years. And I am married to a fellow Chesterfield County employee. He's a teacher at Midlothian Middle, and we have two kids that are in schools as well. So it's really great to be here. Thank you for bringing to light, literally, one of our absolute favorite traditions.
You're the one bringing it to light, honestly. Yeah. So, for people who don't know, the CarMax Tacky Light Run, this would be the event's 11th year, and it has been just such a joy to watch it get so big. It's always been very spirited, very popular, very glitzy, but I think it's just gotten better with age. And it is a 6K in the Walton Park neighborhood, which was already known for tacky lights, but I feel like this has really taken it over the top. So tell us a little bit about your decorating background. Were you doing this before the Tacky Light Run? Your house is on the course. Around yes. What mile point are you on the course?
So I think we might be close to mile 3-ish. I'm not sure. We have the benefit of being a spot where you start to go up a hill on Queensgate. So it's a natural place for people to kind of catch their breath and take a selfie and enjoy the lights, which we absolutely love. We usually have the driveway all decked out with a fire pit and tons of people and cheering. But in terms of decorating, I grew up in Midlothian. I'm a product of Chesterfield County Schools, and I grew up in a very colonial, traditional, beautiful, Christmas-laden home. And when I started dating my husband, Doug, I knew things were going to be a little different. He is the Virginia version of Clark Griswold, and we started off in a tiny home on Patterson Avenue, and we were on the Tacky Light kind of list then. But just those lights from that house are in the bushes in our current home, and so it has.
I love that.
We call our house the Delightfully Tacky. It's pretty bad, but there's some taste there too.
It's one of my favorites because I am a Harrisonburg native. So you've got a lot of JMU. Both my parents went to JMU. I just went for game day. I hadn't been back in years and went to go to that game. But yeah, I always love catching all your Duke dogs. My mom has done the event several times and always looks forward to seeing all the JMU paraphernalia that you've got in the front yard. Do we have any new themed things for that this year?
So it's funny that you even mentioned that because before we even started decorating, we started in the beginning of November, but weeks prior to that, we have a 9-foot wooden do. But we have some new additions this year. Inflatables have a certain lifespan, lights have a certain lifespan, but one of our greatest traditions, my dad and his uncle and my grandfather had used Popular Mechanic magazine back in the 50s, 60s and had made a cutout, a very classic cartoon reindeer hoisting up a bag to Santa, and Santa's coming out of a window. And that was one of our first wooden cutouts. And since then, our daughter, Riley, she's a senior at Midlothian High School. She has been making handmade cutouts for us for Christmas gifts and for my husband's birthday every year. Wow. So every piece on the yard now is starting to be kind of, a testament to our family's tradition. And our son, Scott, he is a 14-year-old and he's 6'5". And so we give him full reign of a
That's good to have when you're hanging up lights.
I fear what's going to happen when the kids leave the nest, but hopefully you can keep the tradition alive. We have a lot more inflatables this year, a lot more lights. We have a Grinch section that we've added that my husband just last night said we've got to move it up closer. He's always we can do bigger and brighter and better for people.
Love that. Love that. So you kind of answered it, but I want to just go over it again. When do you start the decorating process and what goes into it when you do start it?
So anyone you talk to who lives in Walton Park, they will tell you Walton Park is the greatest gem hidden known to man, except for the fact that we have an abundance of trees. And so the leaves are still falling and coating the ground. So we try to put it off as long as we can because we do leaves every weekend, but we have to start the first week in November to be able to get it done. And of course, we had like the driest fall ever, and ever since we decorated, this happens every year. The skies have opened up and it's been raining, and our circuits do pop. Unfortunately, it brings me much sadness if we're not 100% every single night. But yeah, it's a couple week process.
So when you do start in November, because I know it's kind of early for some people. I love that you start in November because I love Christmas. But do you light them, like you get them all set up, but do you light them up starting in November, or are they just set up?
No, our tradition is to do a grand illumination, kind of the whole kind of thing. The Sunday after Thanksgiving is typically our tradition. We have to be decorate at night so we can see when the bulbs are out, but we quickly try to.
Are the neighbors amped on your grand illumination? Do they come out after Thanksgiving and check it out?
It just depends on the year. This year it was kind of a misty kind of night, and we just kind of kept it to a small family thing. But we love anyone to come by and enjoy that.
That's great. So what is a question I have, because I always think this about this neighborhood, and in general, I love Tacky Lights. We do a Tacky Light tour every year. Obviously, I'm out at the event. And I always wonder to myself, real adult question here, what is the storage situation like? Where do you put all of this stuff? This is and I know exactly where your house is. You have a ton of stuff in the front yard. And I can't also, like, we're in the park. We've seen what it looks like to have that many spools of lights and things like that. And we have a warehouse. So like, what does that look like for you storage wise?
So they say, if you want to come see me, come anytime. If you want to come see my house, make an appointment. Right. So, we ooze Christmas. So we have a pretty nice attic. We have a really big storage shed in the back, and we were blessed with a basement, and NBC won the house makeover from them several years ago. They redid our basement for us and put a huge storage closet with shelves for this very reason.
Wow.
So
that's amazing.
Yes, we've been very fortunate.
That's awesome. Do you have as many, is Christmas just as passionate on the inside of your house as the outside?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
So, we need to do a virtual tour.
Yeah, definitely.
About a tree in every room, and every tree has a theme. The basement has Disney. The dining room is Santa. There's a snowman. There's the family, travel tree. JMU tree, of course. And of course, I have my traditional Dickens village. My mom calls it the frickin' Dickens because it's so annoying to put together, but it's traditional.
I know my mom has one too. Yeah, there's a bunch of like tiny pieces, and it is annoying, but like it's so cute. You can't not.
There's nothing about putting Christmas decorations or Christmas lights out that's remotely peaceful.
No, nothing about it is. No.
But when you see a child run by the house, come by in the car, and they look out the window and they're like, "Mom, I see Buddy." I see like Buddy the Elf, or I see, Woody and Buzz. I don't know. I'm a kid at heart, so I just really enjoy that.
Yeah, it never gets old. I'm an adult, and I'm still asking my husband on random weeknights, like, we want to drive around and look at Christmas lights. So I think it brings joy to everyone, no matter their age.
Fair enough. We're so fortunate. We load up just our mugs with hot chocolate and walk Walton Park. It's kind of a family thing.
That's great.
I love that. Would you say that seeing kids and other people's faces is your favorite part, or like, what's your favorite part about going this big at Christmas every year?
I think if you asked me that question a couple of years ago, I probably would have had a different answer. Honestly, the joy that I have seen in my own two children, they're old enough, they have their own social life, they can do what they want, but they prioritize this. And so it is a massive family event. Of course, seeing the kids, but being an elementary school teacher, I have my class over. We do a class holiday night. Mrs. Claus comes down, and Frosty is there, and hot chocolate and cookies. And I don't know. It sounds trite, but there's just something about trying to be the light in the classroom and then bringing the kids to the light that is my home.
Right.
That's great. That's just, I feel like that just so embodies the holiday season that, I don't think it sounds trite at all. I think it sounds wonderful.
And especially for you to be a teacher and still want to hang out with those kids after school is like
awesome.
Telling. Yeah, I know. Because I know a lot of teachers that are like, I'm done. Like, at the end of the day, I don't want to be anywhere near my kids. But you're like, yeah, come over. Why not?
It's the content's one thing. It's the relationships that's number one.
Right. Exactly. I love that.
So your kids are older now, and you said they're definitely into it. Your daughter does all the cutouts. Your son is, helping use his height tag of all the decorations. Were they always this into it? I mean, it's been now. I mean, you've been doing it for forever before you lived in Walton Park. Have they always been this into it when they were younger, or is that really blossomed more now?
They've always been into it. My husband used to work for Disney during the college,
Okay.
and we used to go down and see the Osborne Christmas lights.
Oh, fun.
So that kind of planted the seed of interest for them, and then just giving them ownership. Our son literally used to have to crawl underneath, the drainage pipe in the driveway to run extension cords.
Ugh.
And he got too big for that. He would attach them to his remote control car to send the extension cords. And now we just don't even try to cross the driveway. But yeah, it is something that they have always valued. And quite honestly, I hope it's something that they continue.
Yeah, that's great. Attaching it to the remote control car is like real Kevin McAllister. I love that.
Right.
Gets in with the season again. So for people who haven't seen the Tacky Light Run, there's plenty of people who haven't seen the CarMax Tacky Light Run. I don't know what they're doing because they need to be out there.
Right.
But how would you describe event night? What does that feel like for you when you're in your driveway watching people enjoy it?
What I love about this, and I used to run and I used to do these things, but getting out of bed hurts a little bit more these days.
You're hanging up all these lights, okay?
Yeah,
that's
something.
That is a sport in itself.
You're not kidding, but what I genuinely love about it is it's an event for all ages, and it's an event for the entire family. I've had past students that come by. I see future students that come by, neighbors, anybody. People come from out of town. It's just, I mean, I'm not someone who's pretty speechless. It's just absolutely amazing, and I tend to be more on the spirited side of things. So when I did tacky when tacky wasn't cool. So the fact that now people just go head to toe and in all the colors and all the brightness, I don't know. I just think it's one of the greatest things that sports backers could have come up with, and I think that they hit a mastermind when they came to Walton Park.
Yeah, I mean, the neighborhood, Cameron has, this will be Cameron's first CarMax Tacky Light Run. She has not seen it yet in action. And I do our PR and communications, so I do a lot of, interviews before the week before, and I feel like I hear myself say, the community so many times, but it's so true. Walton Park has really just like taken this event, and I mean, there's not we are very lucky that we get to work with a lot of different communities and that give us so much support with all of our events. That's a huge thing here in Richmond. I don't know if other communities would be that open to having us come and do stuff like this in their neighborhood, but to then go the extra step and have you all decorate like you do is just, I mean, that is, you all are providing the course. Like that is what the magic part of the event is. And it's so cool to see. We also will be judging some of the neighborhood parties and to drive around in our golf cart before and see all of even if people aren't having a party, like a block party that's being considered for a prize, they're out in their driveway and they've got, two other families and they've got a tent and a fire and a Christmas movie playing on a projector. So like everybody is all bought in. And that doesn't happen very often.
And I'm going to be very sincere when I say that is the heart of Walton Park. It is not just at Christmas time. Any need that is out there, any ask is going to be answered. People right now are putting out, I'm done with this decoration. Who needs it? Or who can fix this? The light bulb's out. It's just an amazing place. It's an amazing community. And so it's really nice to have a time of the year where it gets to be spotlighted.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. What happens if anybody moves? Do they get like decorated? Are they told like you're in this now?
Yeah. So I hear rumors. Doug and I have been there since 2004, and so of course this wasn't a thing, and so like I hear now that realtors, it would behoove people to say, if you're going to live on Dawn Ridge or you're going to live on Coral View or you're going to live on one of these houses on the course, you might want to make sure that you're on board with it. But rumors, I don't know, because I'm not about to put my house on the market. Sorry, anyone. But but I don't know. Rumors are that realtors have to talk about it, but I don't know if that's the truth.
We have seen before when we've been out there that like they'll have their open house signs for saying like Sunday or something. Like last year, I remember seeing a couple and I was like, I see this strategic advertising for any Christmas lovers that are walking this event.
Who wants to move into a great Christmas neighborhood? That's genius.
That's right. Everybody says spring is the time to put your house in the market. No, not
in that neighborhood.
Not when all your neighbors are giving you free advertising to live in the merriest place on earth.
So you answered Nan's question about the new like JMU decorations. Are there any other new decorations that you're planning on putting out this year? Any cutouts or?
So I'm thrilled. I've been talking to Doug about this for years. We are very strong in our faith, and we Christmas can get all lost in the glitz and the glitter and everything. But this year he surprised me with an inflatable nativity. And so I'm really happy about that. And then we have a brand new Santa and Snowman arc that's at the front porch. And of course, with a little tip to my class, we have a inflatable camper in the very front of the yard. In terms of other new ones, there's a few scatterings here and there, I guess. A few new blow molds, maybe.
You're not getting a 20-foot tall elf. I saw one of those at home and I was like,
somebody
needs to get this. I tried to get my mom to get it because they live in like the middle of a cul-de-sac and that would be the only thing there. But she was like, absolutely not. I want somebody to get it. It looks so cool.
Give it to her and don't ask for forgiveness. Like just We have a new one that's really cool. We put it on the roof of our porch, and it's Santa with the reindeer taking off. That is a new one.
Oh, I love that. That's always fun.
That's you move to the roof. I love that.
Yeah, we'll be out there on Thursday night. So we'll be there doing some preliminary drive-through.
I'm excited.
Yeah, so that'll be a great time. I'll point out your house to Cameron. It'll be super fun to get to see everything.
How's the weather looking for Thursday? Is it going to be a dry night?
I don't know. Let me check. I saw that Saturday. I noticed this morning when I was watching the news that Saturday looks amazing. Saturday is 64 and dry and partly sunny. Thursday is 47 and sunny. So you'll be great. No rain, no issue with us seeing any lights. That'll be great. Yeah, no, it's, I feel like you've said, we've seen lots of different weather with this event. So I was very excited this morning to see 64 and it's December. So you expect it. It's December in Virginia. And I mean, that has worked to our benefit. We had a year when it snowed and looked beautiful for the event, but not so bad that people couldn't get there. But you are always a little bit it is nice if people aren't freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we're excited about it. I think that is all of our light related questions. Oh, I had one more light related questions before we get into our this and that. How often do you have to replace the actual lights?
So I would like to think LED have the lifespan that they advertise. And I don't know if it's just because of the longevity of how long they're out there, but we're buying new lights almost every year, not to completely replenish. That front yard's quite an investment, but but of course it's going to come cheesy if it's from me. I mean, it's our gift to the world. So we wish we were in a position where we could support every single charity and everything possible in December, and we're just not. So we would like for people just to come and, escape the world and just come and enjoy the light of the season. So, we do have to, and then don't get too close. The yard is really ugly during the day.
I think it's impossible for your yard to be ugly. It's beautiful.
There's probably 100 extension cords out there, and they're all different colors, shapes, and sizes. And the lights that aren't working are all bundled up. It's not so pretty on the day, but come back any night, and we'll give you a treat.
Love that.
Every event week when we're in the park in Midlothian Mines Park for the entire week setting up, and same thing that you said with lights, we definitely hold on to things until they're absolutely dead. But I feel like anytime we take a lunch break, anytime somebody runs an errand, there's always the added, somebody is could you stop by Home Depot and clean them out of lights? Could you? Last year I was told to go buy the rest of the inflatables at Lowe's, and I was so excited because the man had to get on the scissor lift and get me all the display ones down. He probably hated me, but it was very thrilling.
Yeah, hopefully they do that.
Yes. Yeah, Cameron, when Cameron was staying at home, I was like, you might be able to get that elf for this event.
Yeah, seriously. I want that elf so bad. It's probably the same size as the Frosty that's there.
Oh, the giant Frosty that we have before you go into the neighborhood. Yeah.
And that's another thing with storage. Like, you can't store it anywhere where it's going to have extreme heat. That really does impact on the inflatables. We actually get rid of all the inflatable boxes, and we just crush it all down into really big Rubbermaids.
Okay.
And just keep them all there. And then we do the lights on spools.
We do spools too.
Might need to teach a class about this to everybody who's trying to figure out how to store their Christmas stuff. Because a lot of the times, a lot of people don't know. Like me, I have an apartment right now, and I just have everything in a little tub. But I know that once I do get a house and I want to put lights up, I'm not going to know how to do that stuff.
Well, one of the best houses in Walton Park I can't even tell you how many blow molds. I'm sure you've seen it on Walton Park Road. And the kid in me is like, that is an amazing yard. And then the adult in me is like, oh my gosh, they have to store those because blow molds are the biggest pain because they don't break down. So kudos to them for having that, tradition for themselves, because I don't even know what their storage situation is. But
no, I hadn't even thought about that with that house. I know what house you're talking about, and that's wild. Well, we'll launch into this or that since the kids could bust it back into your classroom at any moment.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my.
You can kick it off.
Okay, so our first this or that, which we actually both thought of at the same time without thinking about it. Our first this or that question is color lights or white lights?
Colored lights.
Colored lights.
I didn't grow up with them at all. Colored lights. But on my Christmas tree in the house, white lights.
Okay. See, that's what I was thinking, because in this house, we have one color light tree and one white light tree. And the white light tree is for the street to see, and the color light tree is in the back.
I love that. You're classy in the front, partying in the back.
Yeah. We got all the little family. Yeah, I told my mom she could not put like my kindergarten ornament that's made of paper on the front. Like, there's no way. She was like, okay, we'll get another tree. So that tree looks a lot better. And it's huge. So yeah, color lights definitely work. It's the Christmas tradition, but I think tacky in the back and cute in the front.
Hey, as long as I'm not going to judge.
So the next one is about two Christmas icons. Are you more of a Santa girl or the Grinch? Not including like the spirit of the Grinch, because the Grinch loves Christmas. We all know that. Actually, he just didn't have the right,
didn't have the heart to say it.
Yeah,
it's okay.
So I've grown up in Midlothian. My Grinch.
Yes, me too.
Oh man, when Jim Carrey brought that thing to life, woo! It's the first movie we watch every year as we decorate the Christmas tree.
Such a good movie.
It really is. I love the Grinch. My dad is kind of a Grinch in real life. So like, but he doesn't love Christmas stuff, but that was his one thing that he loved was, like National Lampoons and the Grinch. So he loved that, but the Grinch. And that was like, when I was a kid, I remember we always read that. We always saw it. And then the Jim Carrey movie came out and we started always watching that together. So Grinch always has a special spot in my heart.
So I'm teaching multiplication right now, side note, and I have to teach arrays. So, the number of rows versus columns to be able to teach the factors to get the product. And so instead of just doing a worksheet, last week we made Who houses. And the kids, I should grab one, but it's the window. So I would give them a domino. So to say the factors were 5 times 6, they had to do 5 rows of 6 windows and then decorate their Who house. And we're building a village in the hallway.
That's so cute.
I love that.
Watch the animated Grinch, get in the mood.
Yeah.
It's art. It was art, all art purposes.
Yeah, definitely for research purposes only. I was gonna say, have you watched the animated Grinch, because that one's so cute too.
Yes, and a matter of fact, in college, I was, back in the day, we didn't have DVRs, so if it came on, the channel, it happened. So I had to watch it, and I had a final the next day. I almost blew that thing because I was too busy watching it. But I'm still employed, so I'm okay.
Right. You're employed and you still have Christmas spirit, so it all worked out.
Right.
Okay, and then the last one, I guess since we're talking about Christmas movies, this one falls right in. The last this or that would be Home Alone or Christmas Vacation.
They both have a place, right?
Oh, yeah, but, exactly.
I mean, everything about Christmas Vacation embodies our house. it to the point that I actually want to kick the blow mold Santa and reindeer. And of course, cousin Eddie, Doug dresses him. one time for the Tacky Light Run. I don't know. We're a really big camping family. We love adventure. We love tradition. We love the spirit of Clark Griswold. Like, he's just a family guy. He's so earnest. He's just trying to make it go. But the humor, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yes. I might be known to drink my iced tea out of a moose mug all December long. I don't know.
That's amazing. Yeah, no, that's a family favorite for us as well. And I think it's just, you want to feel good, you want to laugh at the holidays. It's hard. I love Home Alone too, but I feel like nothing's going to make you side-splitting laughter quite like Clark Griswold and the squirrel popping out and Pledge of Allegiance instead of the prayer at the dinner table.
All of it. All of it. I can't even. You don't even get me started right now, because I'm going to want to go watch it. And I have multiplication in about 8 minutes.
Yeah, they can decorate. I was going to say, you just got to make your next one. It'd be a harder movie for third graders to watch,
Right.
But you got to make your next one just some sort of Christmas vacation theme multiplication tables. Maybe I would remember multiplication a lot better if I was making Who Houses.
Maybe you would. Well, I'm going to wear my I gave Doug the Blackhawk Clark Griswold hockey jersey one year for his big Christmas present. So
that's so fun.
Classroom one day this week, I'm sure.
That's great. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We don't want to take up too much of your time because like I said, the viewers don't know, but you were on the clock. We had to do this in between students being in PE. So
yeah.
We have to do decorating between grading papers and doing lesson plans at night. But where there's a will, there's a way, and there's a huge will when it comes to bringing the Tacky Light Run to life and working with sports backers and just being a part of the Walton Park tradition. And we thank you on behalf of Walton Park. We just thank you guys for choosing us over and over again, and giving us a chance just to kind of bring some joy to Richmond. That especially after a year we've had these past couple years, it is a night that anyone and everyone can look forward to, and we thank you guys for your energy and efforts behind the scene for that.
Well, thank you so much. And it's such a great partnership. We love being out there. I'm super excited to get to be out there this whole week soon. We'll be out there tomorrow. So that'll be great. Excited for Cameron to get to see it. And we just thank you all so much for all that you do, because it is, once people are out there, I know it's a labor of love, but it is still very much a labor. So thank you so much for being willing to make that event so magical. And if people want to learn more about you and your family, there was just a Richmond Magazine article posted yesterday that goes a little bit more in depth about the event and about your family history with decorating. So definitely everyone should check that out. And we can't wait to see you out there this weekend.
Great. Well, thank you guys so much, and Merry Christmas, and enjoy all that is delightfully tacky.
Thanks, Tara. Merry Christmas.
Right. Bye.
Bye.